I was just looking down some news today and it was like some people have withdrawn, and then I was seeing some comments and then more comments about Alexandre Caron, and it had to make me look into it. North America East semi-finals are this weekend, and news has just broken about 2 athletes being removed by CrossFit from the event, not actually withdrawing. I'm just going to tell you what happened, and you kind of let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Alex Caron took to Instagram after he got removed from the competition saying, "CrossFit pulled me out. Not for medical reasons, nor for minimum work requirement. 30 minutes before my heat this morning, I was taken away from the warm-up area and told that CrossFit was taking me out of the competition based on what they saw yesterday. They told me that my effort during the muscle-up event was not good enough for a semi-final athlete, and that I clearly had an advantage over my competitors for the rest of the weekend from not doing any repetitions in that workout and getting 59th place. I asked them if they were going to withdraw every other athlete that got 0 on test 2 because they clearly had an advantage too. The answer was, we won't have an argument with you, but the decision is final. What's the most frustrating thing to me is that CrossFit clearly is still a backyard sport. We talk a lot about professionalizing the sport, and this is another proof that we are not heading in the right direction in my opinion. I played by their rules, I even did a couple of pulls on the rings just to play the game, and still, they did whatever pleased them. Is there any other sport where an organization decides whether or not an athlete should compete if it's not for medical reasons or disrespecting any rules? I don't think so. Yes, I tore my pec a little bit practicing the muscle up complex with the 20-pound ruck on Monday. I tried every other movement and it was fine. I asked CrossFit if there was going to be any minimum work requirements, and finally took the decision to make the trip to the games to give it a shot at qualifying for the games despite having a test 0 score on workout 2. I sincerely believe I would have made it, and it's really heartbreaking to have taken it away from me like that. No need to talk about all the fees and the sacrifices that competing at this level requires. And he put kind of the email trail, and they said that information will be provided on site. Korby Foxall also took to Instagram, who has been removed from the competition, saying that forced to withdraw from CrossFit Games Northeast semi-final because of event 2. Same reason as Alex Caron. I hurt my shoulder on the muscle-ups a week ago, did 1 complex on the rings and asked if it would be good enough to stay in the competition the rest of the weekend. I was told by the head judge, Chuck, that I just had to stay on the floor, attempt what I can, and I'd be okay to compete if I could do it with my injury, and the doctor left it up to me. 15 minutes prior to my head, CrossFit had a meeting and told me that I had an unfair advantage based on the work I didn't do in event 2 and the events that were upcoming. I asked them what I needed to do to finish the weekend. They told me, then changed their minds right before I was going into the next workout next year. Now underneath both of these posts, you've got a lot of the big games athletes responding. Fikowski, this is beyond comprehension, Alex. As a sport, we need to do better. Justin Medeiros, dang, so sorry to hear that. Pat Vellner, this is brutal. I'm sorry, Alex. Justin Kotler, this is an embarrassment. You are right, brother. We have a long way to go before our sport can be professional. Mayhem responding, saying that this is heartbreaking. We are so sorry, Alex. Obviously, in a video I did the other day, Rich said that with the ruck muscle-ups, that was when he first kind of properly injured his shoulder. Street Horner saying this is a joke, right? Tim Paulson saying, yikes, dude, this is unreal. And it goes on and on. There's a lot of comments. Now it looks like CrossFit have responded to this, and this is their reasoning for removing the 2 athletes. Both athletes' situations, Caron and Foxall, were assessed and they were withdrawn from the competition. Athletes were informed during the mandatory briefing that though there are no minimum work requirements, I feel like that's a very big point, no minimum work requirements, they even said it themselves, CrossFit, there is an expectation that they will put forth an effort to complete each test throughout the duration of their respective heat. Any athlete who is unable to finish an event or requires medical action following an event must receive clearance from 1. CrossFit's medical staff and 2. CrossFit's head judge prior to returning to competition. Lastly, CrossFit head judge has the authority to remove any athlete from competition based on injury severity, likelihood of further injury, and or other factors that can impact on the health and safety of an athlete or the integrity of the competition. Justin Berg, CrossFit's general manager of the sport, said, "There is nothing we enjoy about having to make these decisions, but there's no way in good conscience that we could let any athlete with an injury move on and compete in a benchmark workout like Linda." There you have it. Athletes saying one thing, CrossFit's, what do you think? Couple of things kind of off the top of my head. No minimum work requirements. They've been a thing in CrossFit for a while. They've been at the games, you know, like you have to do a certain amount of reps for it to count and for you to carry on in the competition. Why haven't they been set in semi-finals? 2, yes, maybe it is a bit of an unfair advantage if an athlete doesn't do any reps from from one workout into another workout, but I mean, we've seen many times in CrossFit athletes gaming some workouts to favour other workouts, like James Newbury sending it at the games. I remember that one where he sent it and then on the way back he got last, but he won the first part. And then talking about injury, one of the comments that I actually read was, but let's let Will Morad compete in the top 10 of the 2019 CrossFit Games with a torn hamstring at the expense of letting another athlete get cut. And then someone underneath put hurt or injured, huge difference. What do you guys think? This was just something that when I woke up this morning on the other side of the world, I could even see that something wasn't quite right. And I just wanted to bring it up with you guys and see what your opinions are. You know, like, yep, that's the situation anyway from what I've been reading on Instagram. Let me know what you think. Smash that like button, and we've got some sick content coming over the next couple of days. We did a super cool video yesterday with Cara. We've got videos now lined up with Royce, James Newbury, Jay Crouch, Ellie Turner, Australian CrossFit scene showing up. All right, legends. Catch you in the next one. We're just about to go get some coffee. It's currently 8:09 a.m. in the morning, which means in America it's like midnight. Cool.